You're no longer needed.
メイクホットは if cars then sensors and output.
Our only desire are the true Yu-Gi-Oh! Whales. Their awakening will coincide with the resurrection of the legacy support and usher in a time of capital gains. It's crucial that the necessary rite be performed by them for the sake of the crack cocaine card concoction project. I'm aware, and I assure you it'll all go to Konami's plan. The true Yu-Gi-Oh! Whales.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Is expensive. In other news, the sky is blue and water is wet, but weirdly enough that one is up for debate. Lately, Yu-Gi-Oh! Has gotten expensive and leaves us asking, why is it so expensive? And does it have to be this way? January 2024 marked the release of the set Maze of Millennia, a crappy side set that introduced the underwhelming Flame Swordsman archetype, overhype Earthbound Immortal support, and the coveted Bonfire, a card that is/was absolutely necessary for Snake Eyes, a tier 0 deck that can kindly fuck off. Bonfire searches a level 4 or lower Pyro monster, and in a vacuum, Bonfire is fine, but since Snake Eyes support released the set earlier, Bonfire became busted because it searches Snake Eyes' main combo pieces. As a result, Bonfire was selling on the secondhand market for nearly $160 after release. This pissed people off for 3 reasons. Reason number first, chase cards in a side set tend to be short printed, so it's already hard enough for you to get your hands on a copy of this card. Reason number the second, arguably, the intention of this card wasn't to fuel the fire that was Snake Eyes, it was to support the worst monster type in the game, besides Gemini, and flip monsters, and toons, and laugh. Considering that Konami released good volcanic support a few sets prior, Bonfire could be used to complement this fan favourite deck.
Your life is everything. You serve all purpose.
Giving it a much needed searcher, cause Jesus fuck, Volcanic Rocket gets you about as far as a real life rocket built by Mad Mike Hughes. Don't know who that is?
Look him up.
Dear Meta Sheeple, I know how to make homemade jet fuel. A passing comment reminding you that if I see you normal summon popular, I will send you to space. And I don't guarantee the presence of a parachute. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. And reason number the 3-yard Bonfire upset players is a simple matter of cost. Being priced out of your favourite game doesn't feel good. A typical Snake Eyes Fire King deck at that time would cost nearly $1,000, over $4 just going towards 3 copies of Bonfire. Friendly reminder that this deck is tier 0, so the only way you're beating Snake Eyes is with more Snake Eyes.
Now, perfectly symmetrical violence never solved anything.
And this isn't the first time something like this has happened. Teledad had the exact same problem in 2008, a tier 0 deck with an over $1,000 price tag, $2,000 depending on who you ask, with Dad costing over $250 each. And let's be real, something like this will probably happen again in the future. If I can't keep up with the Konami Phantom tax, then my genuine dopamine-deprived prefrontal cortex fucks off somewhere else. And I don't think I'm the only one who feels this way. More people are feeling jaded towards the game and its cost to play. And lack of significant competitive prize pools, but that's a topic for another time. No, this is a topic for now. The lack of rewards from events is a contributing factor to the overall cost of the game. If somebody won, I don't know, $1,000 for competing in YCS Mumbai, then that does contribute to the cost of the deck, because some of that prize pool can be used to pay off your deck. And yeah, you gotta be like some of the best players for it, but it all works out the same in the end. What it's also coming down to is this. The cost sucks, and things like skill and creative deck building mean absolutely nothing if you don't have a 6-figure bank account to back it up. There's this weird phenomenon specifically in Yu-Gi-Oh! And it's the OCG-TCG split. At some point, Japan went,
Yada yada, foreigner bad, segregation good, omae wa mu shinderu. Get away from my daughter, you filthy weeaboo.
And then the TCG-OCG split occurred. Parting like Moses in the Red Sea, and I had an analogy there, but it didn't work out. Anyway, this created some interesting differences. For example, different ban lists and different metas. One print of the cards being just generally higher quality than the other, and one lot of cards just being cheaper than the other. I'm not bullshitting you here. Let's take Bonfire. compared Japanese prices with the hometown prices, and as you can see, yeah, that's quite the difference, isn't it? The cheapest English bonfire is the same amount as money as a collector's rare Japanese bonfire. And that's not all. Little Night is cheaper too. I mean, yeah, $30 is $30 and it's still expensive for a shiny V card, but if given the choice of paying $30 or $100 for the exact same card, there's no reason you would pay $100. So there's got to be a reason it's cheaper, right? Well, if you browse YouTube, someone will answer that question for you. Some will say it's about casual player culture is more of a thing in Japan, so they move more product to casuals. Some say production and shipping is cheaper. Some say it's racism.
You want to hear my impersonation of American? Yeah, okay.
Hey, I'll use my credit card.
But they're all wrong. We only have speculation around why the game is so expensive. And people are going to throw around a lot of opinions, but no matter what your favorite YouTuber says, you shouldn't listen to them. Even me. But here's the real reason why it's cheaper in the OCG than the TCG. We don't know. Nobody knows. We just guess and hope and cope, but the fact of the matter is, nobody knows. Konami hasn't said anything, nothing leaked about it, no whistle has been blown, we just don't know. Really made it sound like we were really going somewhere revolutionary with this. Sucks, huh? But we're all entitled to our theories and opinions. My theory is it's...
Okay, so I was about to go off on one to say the real person to blame for the price of the game is a mix between players selling cards on second hand and the company itself making products like with the level of accessibility that they currently have. But I did a bit of research, you see. And I stumbled across this image from Mega Capital G, what a guy, and he compared the OCG and the TCG, boxes of cards from Age of Overlords, and you just get more out of the OCG. It's cheaper, you get more cards per pack, you get more rarities, and this is just essentially shrinkflating the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! So on top of that, there are also other card games that, manage to make the game cheap without making it shit. I mean, take for example, the One Piece trading card game. I've been recently playing the One Piece trading card game, and it's really, 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 really fun. And it's also just so refreshing to see that, there's a company who's making a card game that's accessible and it's not breaking your bank account. Also, with a small amount of learning, I have learnt that the Pokemon trading card game, you can make a competitive viable deck for about $150. And not only that, they actually give good prizes for it. You could win $10,000 from winning one of these competitions. And it's also worth noting that the game is even cheaper if you play with fake cards like what I've got here. So there is, a very, very small blame to put on people in the secondhand market selling them on, but mostly it's Konami that's the problem. Unless there is actually one individual who's just making things really, really expensive for no reason. And it's probably you, isn't it, you sick...
Obviously, Konami are mostly to blame for all this though. Example, creating a budget-friendly archetype in Tenpai Dragon. Have it revolve around Trident Dragon, a card whose most recent print was 10 years ago, not reprinting it in the same set as Tenpai Dragon, and effectively turning cardboard into gold. Every criticism I said all goes out the window with the release of a single product. Rarity Collection 1. For the uninitiated, this set was the set of sets. Reprints and fan favorite cards and meta staples all compiled into this one set. I said set too many times there. And I know that, reprints and fan favorite cards being redone into a single set is every set, but, this one was good. Because the best part was every card came in every rarity. This means the thing that dictated the price of a card was how shiny it was, not how good the card was in play. Every card had the same pull chance. The only varying factor was, is it the lowest amount of shiny, or was it a Starlight Quarter Century 3D Secret Spice lost in a fire but found once again rare? Perfect product for everyone. At the start of the video, I asked offhandedly, does Yu-Gi-Oh have to be expensive? And obviously, it doesn't. Rarity Collection gave meta-curious casuals access to staples and good competitive cards without them having to sell a kidney. Collectors can chase after certain cards for higher rarity, adding to their premium collection, and players who could just afford rarer cards had the opportunity to flex their wealth and use shiny cardboard as a makeshift status symbol. Just buy a fucking fake Rolex at that point, man. It included everyone. Singles in varying rarities don't price anyone out of a game, since they can just buy cheaper versions of the cards that they couldn't afford otherwise. And it also benefits Konami because they're getting that sweet, sweet money! Konami showed us that they have the means to provide for players and collectors while still having a successful product. Rarity Collection 1 remains one of the most successful products Konami has ever released, alongside Dual Devastator, a box that gave you a pack of powerful reprints and a guaranteed one of every Ghost Girl hand trap. Also, there's competitive structure decks like the Dinosaur one, the Branded one, the Monarch one, and yeah, there are ways to play the TCG competitively in simulators that are free, but there will come a point when simulators just aren't enough, you know? It misses the human touch. It misses the excitement and the fun of going to locals and interacting with people. It's the human element that makes games like this special, you know? I hope this game really does take a turn to make competitive play more accessible. Good luck, have fun, see you next time.